Hello, friends. In the summer of 2022, I had been parsing words. I took a exceptional interest in it. While I was parsing words, breaking them down by their syllable and their root meaning, I was also inhaling and drinking hydrogen, which I still am today, thanks to my wonderful machine, the AquaCure. Say hello, AquaCure. I had made the connection between hydrogen and high dragon. And indeed, after inhaling quite a bit of hydrogen, I felt like a high dragon, as it seemed like I was floating off the ground. So, hydrogen, high dragon, say hi, dragon, hi, dragon. I thought I was the only one who understood this connection until I saw Old World Florida in the spring of 2023 do an episode titled Hydrogen High Dragon with the Hydrogen Man. So I felt a resonance with the host, Dr. Narco Longo, for making this connection. And during his interview with the Hydrogen Man, they suffered a brief disruption in their internet connection, to which Dr. Narco Longo began taking calls, in which I called in just in time for the Hydrogen Man to reconnect. All I wanted to do was let Dr. Narco Longo that I too had made the Hydrogen High Dragon connection, and wanted to ask the Hydrogen Man about the AquaCure. Little did I know that even mentioning the AquaCure would activate a full trigger in him. Well, he doesn't like the AquaCure at all, and even less he likes the inventor of the AquaCure, George Wiseman. To which my head began spinning. Now, he kept saying, I don't want to throw anybody under the bus, but I'm going to throw some people under the bus. And he said my machine was dangerous because it uses lye as an electrolyzer. To which I replied, I use lye to make soap and pretzels. To which the audience went wild. It was at that moment I realized the only thing greater than Dr. Narco Longo is his audience. Nobody remembers the Hydrogen Man or even knows his name. Dr. Narco never posted that video. All I have left is a few screenshots. But since that time, I have called in a couple other times to Old World Florida. And what follows is the best of the Rubestar on Old World Florida. Enjoy.
Whereas geocentric, that's a life worth reincarnating into, right? Is where you're the center of everything.
It's like having a stable system to like, oh wait, here we can actually go to this,
right?
Versus a spinning wet marble in a cosmic soup.
Right.
I did have something else I was going to add in regards to Steiner. I will say this. So one of the big things in regards to worldview, and I think this is the hardest part of what Steiner's trying to teach, is that like your willpower is fundamental to the world. So if your willpower is just getting mind controlled into doing goofy stuff, then like, you know, that's it. Whereas you can learn this stuff and improve yourself and like develop a willpower to whatever, define the world as you see fit. So.
For sure. Rubestar, what's up, man?
He's got some science going on in the background.
Are you familiar with Dr. Thomas Cowan?
Yeah.
Yo, man, were you doing this while Yisco was talking?
Yeah, you should laugh more, Dr. Narco.
I should laugh more?
Yeah, you should.
Darn, I laughing.
Even though you consider yourself a Sagittarius, by my understanding of astrology, you're a Scorpio Sagittarius, the very serious, deep Scorpio becoming the lighthearted Sagittarius. So the more you laugh, the more you're embracing your Sagittarius aspect of your personality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
So you guys are familiar with Dr. Thomas Cowan?
I am, yeah.
Todd, where in Ohio? Where in Ohio are you, by the way? If you don't mind me asking, because I'm in Ohio.
Oh, awesome! I'm in Columbus.
Oh, okay, Columbus is a great town.
Yeah,
you call them bus, we call them taxi.
Oh, Okay.
I'm in Northeast Ohio.
Oh, all
Uh,
right. Nice.
yeah. Uh, well, that was one question. Dr. Narco, what do you think your astrology sign says about you, personality wise?
Me personally,
Yeah. November
you want,
23rd.
you want me to talk about myself?
I mean, it's your show.
Okay. I'm November 23rd, so I'm cusp Scorpio and Sag, like you said. And whenever anyone's talking about themselves, it's always like a little, you know, uh, it's a little off or whatever, and maybe a
All
little
right.
self-absorbed. I'm prone to stuff like that, but I'll
Okay,
enter.
switch it up though. Pretend you met somebody with your same birthday. How would you describe them?
Okay, well, let me name a couple. I think people can will like this. I share the same birthday as Snooki from the Jersey Shore. Okay,
Very
so
sexual.
we'll pull her up. Yeah, Rubestar. Hands where we can see him, big dog. So Nicole Palisi. Okay, she's very Palisi to the eye. Am I right? Am I? Yeah, that's Snooki.
Well, you did a podcast with her?
Fuck yeah, I would.
Oh, you haven't yet.
You don't know who Snooki is?
No, I mean I know of this person. I thought you said you did a podcast with her.
No, I have the same birthday as Snooki.
Oh, I got it.
Same
Okay.
birthday.
My bad. Okay.
So there's a little bit of a rebel streak. This is Scorpio, which is like sexuality, intensity, extremism. I'm extremist, like um
Deep.
I'm definitely extremist and willing to make like big claims, and
He's bold.
bold is a little bit more of the Sag.
Oh,
Sag
okay. The
is
fire, yeah.
also like probably second to Leo in terms of like, look at me, I'm the fire sign. Like everyone, look over here.
Hmm.
So Snooki's very much like that. She's has like a attention whoreness to her.
What year is she?
Like a show horse, you could say, a show pony.
What year was she born?
Let's find out. We're gonna do some deep alchemy on Snooki, guys.
I really
Alchemical 87. So she's 11 years. Wait, 9 years older than me.
What's that? Tiger? Rabbit? She's rabbit.
4'8".
She's 4'8". Yeah, she's tiny.
Yeah.
Garfield, New Jersey. All right.
So I'm a Sag. I look Sag Scorpio cusp very much. Like I have a bird-like face, but also a horse-like face, long features. I am always smiling. Okay, well, how about this? People are either asking me if I'm upset or angry because my face is very serious, but I'm not at all. But that's just kind of my resting face. It might have to do with having light eyes too. I'm always squinting. And
I'm telling you, you should laugh more.
have an angry face. But then
resting bitch face.
If I'm like engaged with people, I'm always smiling and laughing. And people will say, like, why are you laughing at me? And I'll just say, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just like laughing. I'm just genuinely
personable,
happy or something. And so I'd say that. And my moon's in Taurus, so I'd say I'm gifted with a bit of emotional stability, right? And moon's exalted, so moon's happy, and I think that a restless moon can really set people back a lot in relationships and profession, because if you're emotionally unstable, that makes life way harder. I'm kind of blessed with just doing whatever I want and being selfish, admittedly. Like, I do what I want. You can't get anything done otherwise today. So I'd also say my ascendant's Gemini. That's probably the one I could talk most about. Is I'm naturally, whether you think my stuff is garbage or not, I'm naturally an educator, and I speak with my hands. I've never been
Are
instructed.
you left-handed?
No, I'm right-handed, but I'm pretty good with my left hand. I play
I see
guitar,
you use your left hand a lot.
probably.
All right, continue.
Only got two, but
Gemini.
What about
Gemini.
your year? Do you get into the moon's nodes?
I'm not a big node guy. I don't have much to say about them.
I want you to become a really big node guy.
Okay.
Are you?
You want to
So you're in.
you want to show me your nodes, Rubestar?
So you're in a bookstore. Do you own it, or you just work there?
My brother and I own it. Yeah.
Okay. Are you familiar with the book called The Secret Language of Birthdays?
No.
Oh, you have to get this. You have to get this. Gary Goldschneider, he's passed away. It's several books. It's one, it's The Secret Language of Birthdays. Number two, it's The Secret Language of Relationships. And then number three, it's The Secret Language of Destiny. The Secret Language of Destiny brings in all how the eclipses are tied to the moon's nodes. And so the moon's nodes, like if you could guess somebody's personality you could guess somebody's birthday just based on their physical characteristics. If you learned about the moon's nodes, you would really level up. So I'll tell you about you. You're on the karmic, according to the book, and this is what I believe, you're on the karmic path of discipline. So the moon's south node, which represents your past life, is in Aries 1. So you absorb information like a sponge. You're overly idealistic, naive, and make bad choices in love. The north node, yours is in Libra 1, so which is the week of the perfectionist. So you have to learn how to discipline your life, your whole life, so to speak. But that's it in a nutshell.
Okay, I like that. It's on the money.
Yeah. Todd, you were born in 85.
Yeah.
You're on the karmic path of grace. So your south node, even though your sun sign is a Libra, okay, you're the second decant of Libra, the weakest society. So you should be a very social person. Your south node is in Scorpio too. So you are naturally a very deep, probably even like not to throw a negative connotation, but like jealous deep, sexual deep, karmically deep. And in this lifetime, you have to move to the exact opposite, which is a Taurus 2, which is a very superficial, and I don't mean that in a negative sense. So you're on the path of grace.
Mm-hmm.
You're a really deep person that has to learn how to be kind of more Taurian, maybe.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, that is like the last couple of years I learned about that, and I sort of made it a point to start learning how to be more of a Taurus, and it definitely helps help balance out my Scorpio for sure, 100%.
And another topic I got for you, Dr. Narco, The Matrix. Did you hear about who really wrote The Matrix?
That black woman?
No, Thomas Althouse. There's like 4 or 5 interviews of him on YouTube, if they're still up. He wrote this thing, and this guy's a Mason, and supposedly they killed a couple of his sons. He sells it to the movie, and the Wachowski brothers show up, and they storyboard the whole script. And when they're filming, and they go, okay, we love it. You got the lowest price. You get to do it. Here's a list of all the names you're allowed to pick that we have copyrights. Thomas Althouse wanted to name it The Immortals. They hired George Michael, the guy from Wham, to write the song, The Immortals. He dies somewhere in this. Somehow his death is tied to this also. The Wachowski brothers say, we don't want to pick any of the names. that you gave us to pick from, we're going with The Matrix. And when they filmed this, also that's why The Matrix isn't copyrighted. When they filmed this, they wouldn't let anybody near them. And then after people see the movie, like you had to keep a certain distance from them. They go, oh, it has such religious overtones. What religion are you? They go, oh, we're atheists. Did you hear that part?
Makes sense.
And that's why all the Matrix movies after the first one suck, is because they didn't write it. It's not their material. And that's why a lot of it doesn't even make any sense. So if you want to research that, Thomas Althouse is his name.
Nice.
All right, man. Rubestar.
I got one more thing.
Send nodes. I like that.
Yeah, last time I was on, I was talking to the hydrogen man, and he was poo-pooing my machine, so I doubled down. I've been doing as many doses of this machine as possible since I seen him or whatever, and I feel great, baby. I feel great.
You look great.
Thank you.
You're doing
Hydrogen
great.
Man, just so everyone knows, Hydrogen Man asked me to take that episode down.
Ooh, I suspected as much. I suspected.
He asked me to take the episode down.
Can I talk? Can I talk trash about him, or would you prefer?
Well, we got to bring on the next.
All right, peace out, brother, man.
Next guy here, Rubestar. I'll see you on the next one.
Peace, Rube.
Good night. Todd, last chance to abandon ship before we.
Good.
You're good.
We got another one?
2 more.
Let's go.
Fuck yeah. Mr. Motherfucker. What's up?
You.
Got some smart women calling in. Okay. Right. Everyone thought it would be a bunch of Aiden Ross fans tonight or something, but it's some. What's up? We've got a a favorite of the channel already. A developing star. What's up, Rubestar? Rubestar?
Paging Dr. Longo. Paging Dr. Longo. Dr. Longo, can you hear us?
Yep. What's up?
I made pretzels using lye. Some people say it's not safe to breathe in a machine that uses lye, but I make soap and I make the most delicious pretzels.
Wow.
With lye.
So you're eating it and you're breathing it.
Well, the machine has a scrubber. They're safe to eat and they're delicious. And Dr. Longo, I would like to invite you to the Rubiverse. What is the Rubiverse? I create artwork of something real. It's now fiction. A real person puts on the fiction. You are now in the Rubiverse. So I'm working on a Dr. Longo design. But that's not why I called. I want to introduce you to quantum grammar syntax structure, in which they parse words, in which you are already pretty much doing naturally.
What is this?
Parsing words is breaking it down by its syllables, okay?
Okay.
For example, woman. What does woman mean? Woman means man with a womb, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Human. What does human mean?
Hue, man, colored man.
Correct. Human actually means monster. It means a shaded man. There in the United States Congress, the dictionary that they use, the definition of human is a monster. So I would encourage you to stop saying human, humanitarian, humanity, and move more towards man, mankind, the race of man. Women fall under that category also because the W-O, wo, just means a man with the womb. And what is a man? A man has 5 fingers, 5 toes, 2 eyes, a nose, ears. That's what a man is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. But what about the distinction of man and human? What is the distinction?
Human is a monster. Human's a monster. Do not call yourself a human. I am not human. I would never call myself a human. If you're familiar with the Georgia Guidestones, what did it say they wanted to reduce?
The human population.
Not the man population, the monsters. It's all wordplay.
Now, do humans descend from man? Is kind of what I was trying to ask.
I'm not intelligent enough to know, but I would say the first step is what you consider yourself. You are what you think you are, what you say you are, what you are, so to speak, if that makes any sense. So you go around saying you're a human, I'm a human, more human than human. There's even a song, and you're actually degrading yourself subconsciously is how I look at it.
You're robbing the zombie.
Oh, excellent. Also, I would also encourage you to stop using the word God and use the preferable term Lord. You'll never. Okay.
Just kidding. Took you out for a sec. Come on, man. We're not policing over each other's speech. That's not what men do.
Also,
what does God mean to you?
God is an old Welsh term that means incontinence or to poop yourself. And also, God is such a generic term, okay? God damn it. How can you say such a negative word so easily, such a slip of the tongue?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, are we so vain that we think God's name is God, whereas Lord is a title?
Yeah,
okay?
But are you getting offended by these? I mean, what does
well,
it matter?
Like I go to AA twice a week, and they use that God word nonstop, left and right.
Therein lies the problem, my friend. No, there's nothing wrong with God. God is good. Are you against saying good?
I'm against the actual phrase God. Also, keep in mind.
Are you against saying good? You think saying something good is somehow other than good?
No, I'm not against saying good.
Okay.
Good is good. Okay is okay.
If God is just merely a dialectic difference from good, God, good.
I don't think that's what it really actually is.
So you're going with 100% that it means to poop your pants.
Well, what I'm saying is that's what it originally meant in Welsh, okay? You're not allowed to use a Welsh dictionary in the English common courts, okay? It's outlawed. They'll kick you out, from what I understand. This is from channel Ancient Historia. But
Okay.
this is an idea that I came up with last year. I was in kind of a manic creative state, and keep in mind that God, G-O-D, is printed on the money. In God we trust. Okay? And that in itself seems blasphemous to me. So it's just food for thought, just my 2 cents. And also I wanted to let you know, I don't just make pretzels, but I make blemius, necklace men with pretzels.
Looks like a human, a monster.
It's one of those blemius, the guys with their face in the chest. I make them at work and I hang them on the wall. I call them blemus.
That's pretty anti-Semitic, man.
How so? Ooh. Speaking of Semiticism, did you find out if the Seminoles were circumcised?
I've been trying to get into it, okay? Every Seminole guy I try and get close to won't let me check.
You guys send a woman.
I keep sneaking on the reservation, and I come back empty-handed every time.
Yeah, that reminds me of one time I was wearing a kilt, and this lady was like, "Ooh, I want to see what's going on underneath there." So she stuck her hand up my kilt, and I said, "What did you think?" And she goes, "Ugh, gruesome." I said, "Well, stick your hand back up there again, because it grew some more."
Oh my God.
So your box saga that you're all into, that's finished lore passed down from person to person through a generation?
Yes.
Is that correct?
According to them, they're the oldest family on the planet. The Bokstrom line, the line of the goat. These are the people who left the North Pole a long time ago, showed up with beards in foreign tropical lands where they were received as gods. Why gods? Because God is good, and the good gods came from the north, bearing seed, bearing gifts, knowledge, and beards, like the goat, the Bok. Bok means goat. God means goat. So the Boks were the gods from the North Pole, the Osser. This is why the wording. So I've talked about this a lot, but yeah, so God is good. Okay. Don't let it get under your skin. Don't worry about how other people use it. You know, when you go to that AA meeting, I'm sure a lot of people there are drinking water, aren't they? No, you don't take
Mostly coffee.
you don't take an antagonistic approach, or attitude towards coffee. You don't say, oh, well, the coffee's I know that's a stretch, but it's
Well, I mean, just it's food for thought. I mean, Narco, I really feel like you are our civilization's greatest hope at the time. The stuff you're coming up with, the stuff that you're unleashing on the world. I think you're a great man, and you're gonna lead us in the right direction. So anything I could help you with along that way, I would love to. You know what I'm saying? There's very few people doing what you're doing, and you're very dedicated. You're a revolutionary.
I'll smoke to that.
Yeah, I thought I was enlightened last year, but my family said I was crazy, so they called the cops. And the cops didn't say anything. They just beat the hell out of me. And I got tased 4 times. Let me tell you something. That's quite a ride. So I spent 4 months in jail, and now I'm on probation for a while. That's why I go to the AA meetings.
Amen.
Yeah.
I've been there. Okay. I've been there. They only tased me twice, but I've been there.
Did you go blind?
No, I yelled at the top of my lungs.
Yeah, I lost my sight for like 2 minutes.
Damn.
Yeah.
I broke my nose a little bit, but now I was completely okay.
Speaking of noses, another thing I'd like to throw at you is I noticed that women with large noses, it's almost like their penis, and I would say they're more sexualized than other women. Now,
Women with larger noses, yeah.
Yeah,
A woman with a crook in her nose. Okay, there are a few features that are more telling about a person, male or female,
what's that tell you?
than the sexual aptitude and the sexual demand of a woman or a girl with a crook in her nose, like a Scorpio type, eagle beak type nose.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I noticed is Libra women are squirters. Have you come across that?
No.
Yeah, do some research.
Hey, can you say that one more time? Wait,
Libra.
wait, no, one more time. Wait. Say it one more time.
It's my personal experience that Libra women are squirters. And I've had my nephew investigate, and he has confirmed. So if anybody else wants to do this is serious stuff, folks. What about this? The number 9. Guys born on the 9th, the 18th, or the 27th, longo schlongo.
27th.
Anything that adds up to a 9. 9 is Mars, a very aggressive, another sexual aspect. Jenna Jameson's April 9th, Hugh Hefner's April 9th.
It makes sense. When is your birthday?
January 7th. I have the same birthday as Jeremy Renner and Nicolas Cage and Maury Povich.
Oh, yeah, I see a little Jeremy Renner for sure.
Yeah, he got ran over by a snowplow while I was in jail. Yeah, it was a rough year for Capricorns. And that Terry Nichols got beat to death on my birthday this past year. And the guy that started 84 Lumber died. He was born January 7th. he died 100 years old on his birthday this year.
Hmm. Now,
I'd say
speaking of snowplows, what were you saying about fuck, I forgot.
if I could just talk about myself a little bit more, I have one more interesting thing.
Dude, pretzel.
Okay, so what I do in Northeast Ohio, and I don't do it so much anymore because I've gotten a lot of death threats and a lot of haters, is I call up local radio shows and I say whatever the new thing is that I learned. You know, mountains are trees, Earth's flat. You know, 9/11, all this stuff, right? Oh, you're crazy, and I use aliases so they can't find me, right? And I do astrology on the radio too. Oh, you're so crazy. My brother calls me up one day. The biggest radio station in Cleveland is WTAM. He says, Rube, there's a guy on the air. He sounds just like you. He's talking conspiracy, astrology. It's Gary the Numbers Guy. If you've ever heard of Gary the Numbers Guy, he's on Twitter. He's a millionaire now. Same birthday as me. Does astrology, different year, but he does astrology and conspiracy. He does a lot of gambling with the numbers.
Oh, yeah. What do they say about the 23rd?
23rd's a 5. 5 is also a very sexual number. The 5 is kind of unstable. I think yeah. Well, so 5 is Mercury. Mercury rotates more times than any other luminary.
5 is Mercury?
5 is Mercury.
According to in what spectrum are we in?
Hold on 1 second, Dr. Longo. So I'm going to email you your page out of this book. This is kind of an interesting cover. If you just look at the cover of this book, I'm sure we've all seen this before, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I used that for a thumbnail.
So we're just going to turn to your page right here, November 23rd, the day of irreverence. You are individualistic, free-spirited, and humorous. Humor is a barometer of your mental health, okay? You could also, your weaknesses are combative, isolated, and impulsive. It says, those born on November 23rd are quick to show their displeasure with all overt forms of authority and repression. They are not ones to believe in something simply because they are supposed to. This is not to say that they are incapable of faith or adherence, but for them it must be justified and proven in worth. But so this book combines numerology, traditional astrology, the grand cycle of life, planets, numbers, and some other stuff I didn't say. But it says those born on the 23rd of the month are ruled by the number 5. 2 + 3 is 5. Mm-hmm. And by the speedy planet Mercury. Since Mercury represents quickness of thought and change, those ruled by the number 5 may find themselves likely to both overreact mentally and to change their minds and physical surroundings with great regularity. My girlfriend is September 5th. I know all about the 5, let me tell you. Okay. The combination of Mercury with Pluto and Jupiter, rulers of Scorpio and Sagittarius, respectively, only underlines these tendencies. And those born on November 23rd must be careful of miscalculations with money. Oh, she's terrible. She blew $15,000 at the casino. However, whatever hard knocks or pitfalls those ruled by the number 5 encounter in life, they usually recover quickly. The number 23 is associated with happening. And for November 23rd people, this may indicate a desire for exciting or unusual experiences. Also, I'll throw you one more other interesting thing about your week. Dick Cavett, you ever hear of him?
Yeah, like the talk show host?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm all into chess, right? So I'm watching these Bobby Fischer videos, and there's an interview he does with Dick Cavett, and Dick Cavett's like, oh.
Love Bobby Fischer, by the way.
Same here. Same. So I forget what
tremendous fellow.
all around, top to bottom. Dick Cavett, just in that interview, and you can find it yourself somewhere, but in that interview, Dick Cavett mentioned, and Dick Cavett's birthday, if it isn't the same as yours, is very close to yours. This is why I bring it up. He says something like, you ever rearrange the letters and words and spell different things? No? Oh, I do that all the time. So I seen an interview that, hard to believe, Narco Longo is not your real name. Is it, Carl? No, your name's not Carl. Okay. So you scrambled up your
Yeah,
letter.
that's
So
right.
I just wondered if you shared that in common with him, or if it's a trait of Scorpio Sagittarius cusps. So just a little tidbit there.
Yeah, I just looked him up. He's 19th,
The
November
19th. That's still a cusp. Yeah. That's still a cusp.
Well, Rubestar, man, I'm getting to love these weekly appearances. Each one's
Narco,
better than the last.
I think you're great, Narco, and you could expect an invitation to the Rubiverse real soon, baby. And I can't leave the state of Ohio for a year, so I won't be at any meetups.
Hey, man, you're in our prayers. Okay, you'll get out in no time.
I'm in the Rubiverse, baby.
Wish you well. Good night, Rubestar.
Good night. Next.
Next. Boffy, right? That's how you say it?
Yeah,